and gentlemen, I am Dan.
I am Chris.
And welcome to the
sidekick.
Well, no, you're like...
He's master. I'm your master.
Yes, master. Welcome to the Random Media Guys podcast.
Welcome.
Episode 4 for season 2. And as I promised, we're doing it every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks, you're back to seeing us in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre yard.
Oh yeah, I mean, and the wind. Oh my God, the wind.
Oh, the wind is beautiful today.
Spooky.
It's a beautiful day.
Yeah, no, it
feels like fall right now.
It's a weird feeling because it feels like fall, but it's like 6 o'clock and it's daylight.
Yeah.
So it's a weird kind of like duality. So, what have you been up to so far?
Not too much. What have you been up to? We were talking about what books?
Yeah, well,
Daniel was giving me the entire synopsis of Starship Troopers, the book by Robert Heinlein.
Well,
Well, we brought it up earlier.
Well, reason we brought that up
because it was relevant to sort of, there was weird. Well, I brought it up earlier because there's cultural sort of parallel
to
Robert Heinlein was trying to convey.
I'm gonna switch seats. I don't want to. I don't want to. Yeah. Sorry, we're so...
Robert Heinlein could be interpreted as a fascist.
Sorry.
There's some SJWs who have actually read Starship Troopers, and they said it's about fascism.
It's actually against fascism.
Yeah, they're saying because the troopers had a standard of citizenship and had expectations of people to do service and man up, and men were in infantry,
women did starships,
and that they were all sort of huddled together against this common enemy.
Right.
But it's like that was World War II, and we were fighting Nazis in World War II. I don't think Americans could be considered Nazis, though I guess there's some, similarities with concentration camps and sort of moral decay for people.
Well, the reason this came up because I started...
Lack of sympathy for the, everyone in a faraway land who you perceive as against you.
Speaking of faraway land, the reason why this kind of got brought up, and you guys if you haven't seen my review on it, go see it. It's of Stranger to Strange. I started to read
another book by Robert Heinlein. It's about an alien that comes to Earth.
No, it's about a human who raised by aliens come to Earth and becomes a messiah.
So the human was never an alien.
No, well, he thinks like an alien because he was raised by Martians.
Interesting.
And the whole thing is the whole book is about him being human, and also people understanding his upbringing. Like, apparently on Mars, ghosts are real. They're actually the most powerful thing in the universe is a Martian ghost, because apparently they're ancients from Stargate when they ascend. Martians, basically, when they get to certain ages, they can just choose to die and become a ghost, essentially.
Interesting.
It's kind of...
Have you ever heard of the movie The Ghost of Mars?
The one with Ice-T? Ghost of Mars!
I think it was a John Carpenter.
Yeah, John Carpenter.
What was that about? I don't think I ever saw that. I'm a really big John Carpenter fan.
It was a really kind of all I remember is them having a train on Mars.
There was a train
on Mars.
I never saw it. Do you want to see that movie?
We might.
We should. I've never seen that. I'm a really big John Carpenter fan. I've seen, Escape from New York, Escape from L.A., They Live, The Thing,
you know what we should
Christine.
You know what we should do one of these nights?
Halloween 3, Halloween.
Oh my God, I got a great idea. What you and I should do is one night we go up in the office and
we'd spank each other with wet towels.
Oh, don't tease me. But no, we should find some bad movie and just watch it while people watch us watch. We watch the movie and have them watch it too.
That would be awesome. I'd totally do that.
We watch some bad public domain movies.
There's some recent movies I saw on YouTube which are kind of old thrillers from the 70s and early 80s. I saw one good one that would totally be up our alley. That it was called Natural Enemies.
I watched Gargoyles, and when we went,
Gargoyles.
Yeah, you ever seen that one? The Gargoyles TV movie was fairly decent.
Yeah, that it's based off the cartoon Gargoyles from the
No,
90s, right?
nope. This movie came out in the 70s.
Okay, what's it about, Gargoyles?
It's like apparently when God, when Lucifer lost to God, he created his own kind of sentient beings, the gargoyles, and like every 700 years they'd fight with man.
It kind of sounds like that movie with Christopher Walken.
Oh, I mean like what was
The
it?
name of that
The one where he's Gabriel?
fucking- Yeah. The Prophecy. That was a good movie.
You're scraping something, man.
What's all the shit you have in the yard?
Well, we have to add sound effects.
Oh, it's sound effects. You have like a bucket where you like melt down dead bodies.
That's a rain barrel, man. Oh no, we're gonna paint that brown.
Have you been collecting rain?
Yeah.
How much rainwater have you collected?
Dude, we
so
fill
far?
that whole thing up one day, and just use it to water the garden.
Filled your whole lawn up one day.
Oh.
Well, anyways, yeah, I saw this movie, Natural Enemies, and it had this dude who was just fantasizing about shooting up his whole family.
Really?
The whole film is like that. It's a really kind of good film with a very an actor that you'll recognize, but I forget his name, and he's great. But he plays this father, and he's in a horrible marriage.
Yeah.
He has kids. He's bored of his family. He keeps fantasizing about killing them, and then he's fascinated why men want to kill their families, like reading newspaper articles and books about other people who have killed their family.
Right.
And then there's like a scene where he's like fucking a bunch of hookers, really hot ones too. Yeah, like five prostitutes.
Watch out!
He banged them in a jacuzzi. Then he was venting to them about his life on the bed, and they were giving him feedback.
And watch
then
out!
He's
paying for rape.
He's paying for. Then he was banging them in the bed, and then they were sleeping and woke up, and then he's venting to them again. And then it kind of seemed like him and his wife kind of worked out shit at the end.
Right.
His wife was one of those people, like women he claimed who didn't enjoy sex. How do you not enjoy sex? How do you marry someone you don't enjoy sex with?
That's stupid. You should have. You don't want to see natural born killers.
I see that. Woody Allen. This other movie I saw called Shoot. Have you heard of this movie, Shoot?
No.
These hunters, it's such a random fucking wacko movie. These hunters are out one day on a weekend hunting trip, and then they encounter these other hunters across the river, and these hunters start shooting at them. And they nick one of their guys, but they kill one of their guys.
What's the movie?
But so they run away.
Yeah. What's the movie we reviewed that had Robert De Niro and John Travolta hunting each other? As archers.
Yeah, they knew each other back in the Bosnian War.
No. They were on opposite sides. But
they're on opposite sides during the
and because
Bosnian conflict.
And what's
90s.
his face? He's supposed to be Serbian. What's his face?
John Travolta.
Yeah. I kind of we gotta look at that movie again. That was a great movie.
So this weekend, did you participate in the?
What?
What is it? The hashtag My Life I Want to Live. What is it? The March for.
March
No
for Lives.
Guns. March to Save Our Lives.
And that guy.
Hashtag Save Our Lives.
Mr. Pouty Face.
The guy, yeah, he's kind of.
No, but I participated in the hashtag.
I mean, I definitely sympathize with him and the trauma he went through.
Right, but he had
at his school, but I don't know. I get. What I found really over the line was how these people come out and they're like, well, anyone who owns a gun and is a member of the NRA is a killer. I find you way out of line.
I own a gun. I'm not a member of the NRA or a killer.
Yeah, but it's like a statement like that is way over the line. I totally have sympathy for someone who has gone through trauma that no one deserves to go through.
And here comes the tornado.
Right, exactly. With the Dorothy and the witch line.
And we'll see Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt chasing him. Right. That was a great movie. That had a lot of great.
Twister.
That had
how are we going from Twister to how do we go from
it's the
a
win.
national tragedy to Twister now, Dan?
Well, you see, Twisters can be national tragedies. But no,
I don't know what's their solutions. I mean, one thing there was a bit goofy that's been going around is they made a new school policy in the school that had the shooting happen. That said you have to bring in now a clear backpack with all your stuff in, so they can see your shit. And one of the kids on TV said, "Well, that's violating my privacy rights." But I'm like, that's ironic when you're like, well, you just said we want to remove another right because of the tragedy.
they do that.
So it's kind of like, I don't know. I sympathize with the trauma I sympathize with the trauma he went through that no one deserves to go through. But but from then on, I could disagree with him on the position he's taking. Because some people are saying, "Oh, well, you can't disagree with them because they were in a school shooting." I'm like, that's erroneous.
But what about those who are pro-gun, who are in the school shooting?
Right. There was one kid who claimed he didn't go to the CNN. There's one kid at the school who claimed he didn't go to the CNN town hall because they said that they wanted all his questions pre-scripted, and he said, "Fuck that." That's what he said. He said CNN actually pre-scripted everything you're going to ask.
From what I've heard, I know some guys in Colorado. One of the Columbine survivors is actually
horrible incident.
Is a Republican senator who's pro-gun.
Huh? Didn't know that.
He's pro concealed carry.
Yeah, definitely concealed carry. Well, one thing which here's one thing. The school police who responded to the shooting.
Yeah.
They should have been able to have access to a shotgun or a rifle. That would be a weapon that would be adequate to confront someone.
Yeah.
With the thing about a rifle and shotgun is its power. It has enough effective power to, if you look at statistics, to kill your enemy in a one hit. Pistols usually need.
Now we're going to call it NRA sympathizers.
Why are we NRAs?
No, but somebody might go, see, this fat guy and this bald dude are NRA sympathizers.
And they're fucking rednecks, and they're raping people in their yard, and they're gonna kill black people, and he's gonna rope up minorities. Yeah, of course they're gonna make all kinds of dumb conclusions.
Except for the fact that my cousin, my gay cousin, is marrying a Hispanic man. My cousin's also part Native American. One of my other cousins is Hispanic. And one of my other cousins is married to an Arab dude, so
there you go. I think I have a friend of every ethnicity.
And you're married to an Asian woman.
Well, we're
married.
We're in a special relationship that goes beyond the sanctity of marriage, right? Yeah, she's Korean. Yeah, I'm a really big racist.
Like the time that.
Well, no. Okay, so number one, I put up a picture of Malcolm X with a mini. He was a M130.
Yeah.
I have a picture of that up because he had an M130.
Well, yeah.
A 30. He had a carbine during the '60s for people who were coming to his home. I think it was Louis Farrakhan's people he was.
Yeah,
armed against. People don't know a lot about his story. That it was the Islam. It was the Nation of Islam that wanted his fucking head.
Why did they want his head?
He fucking dangled with them for a time.
He pissed him off.
He dangled with them for a time, and then dangled against them, and then they're like, "Fuck him," and they think it was the Nation of Islam people that killed him. He kind of went back and forth. He was kind of a political slut. He was kind of playing around with this, playing around with that, and he pissed off Louis Farrakhan.
I'm waiting for someone to say Islam. If people from Islam couldn't have hurt him, Islam's religion of peace.
They did. I think there's a quote in the Quran that says, if you want to look at a piece of shit, you look at a black person.
Oh yeah.
They're not very nice.
I hate to say it.
Muhammad was quite a big racist.
I hate to say it, people talked about white people are racist. No, there are other groups that are more racist than Koreans. Asians don't really like black people. That's not a joke. That's not a joke. That's actually in China it's because
that's a generality. That's not every Asian person. I don't really think it crosses the Asian.
No. But a lot of people,
they don't find certain ethnic groups attractive. That's a little different than they don't harvest a deep hatred. Perhaps you'd see in the KKK.
Well, I've heard people say that Chinese people say that.
Well, in Mexico and Latin America,
they're pretty.
They do not find non-white people attractive.
The wider you are, the more attractive you are. So
To
apparently,
them.
you'd be super attractive.
To me, I don't know.
No, they would think you're super attractive.
You're super attractive too.
Even though
You're fat, it makes up for your whiteness.
no, it is. I look like a great like side guy in a telenovela, like ¿Por qué? Like, I'd be the weird like cousin.
Yeah, you kind of look like what's his name, Del Toro.
Oh yeah, I look like Guillermo
Guillermo del Toro, dude. You look like his son. You're his body double.
I don't want to be Guillermo del Toro's body double.
Why not? He's pretty cool, man. Guillermo del Toro, he did? What is it?
He did Hellboy. He did The Shape of Water.
Hellboy. That was his newest one, was Shape of Water.
He did. What was the other fun one he did?
He did that one that was like trying to do the haunting.
Pacific Rim.
Did he do Rim?
He directed Pacific Rim, the original one.
Did he?
Yeah, apparently he took over. He originally wanted to do an adaptation.
He's what you call a mestizo.
No, he's actually Spanish, I believe.
Mestizo. He's got some.
Yeah, but whatever. He's a great director, and he did. What's the other one he did? He wanted to do an adaptation of the Call of Cthulhu.
That would be cool. The H.P. Lovecraft.
Oh yeah, Lovecraft was racist too.
Who isn't racist? I mean, Matt Dillahunty made a good point that what is it? Charles Darwin's a bit of a racist, not a bit of, he's actually full racist.
But comparatively,
But then later on, there was at times he conceded that it was stupid.
Yeah, well,
that it was stupid to look at inferiority or superiority within the different kinds of people.
He even talked about like one of the nicest nice people he met were people like from Tahiti.
Right.
And one of the.
But he had an entire certain groups of people are more superior and inferior to other people idea. That's when Matt Dillahunty, because there was a Christian that came on his show and started using that as some straw man red herring. Matt Dillahunty's like, okay, we agree with Darwin on his original findings, not that the man held personal racist beliefs. We don't.
Yeah, I mean
we don't focus on people. We agree with people.
Idea is separate from person.
Right. It's like Adolf Hitler likes hamburgers. I like hamburgers. You like hamburgers.
Nazi.
Exactly. It's like you don't ever want anyone sort of diverting, distracting you from the conversation.
Well, the truth is, you can admire.
Is your mom yelling for you?
I don't hear it.
It's a rooster.
That's it.
Oh. It's a bird. I thought it was your mom bitching for you.
You call my mom a crow?
Daniel. I want
cookies, magic cookies.
I want magic cookies. Oh. Is she like Oscar the Grouch? Is she like Cookie Monster?
I want to see Cookie Monster on weed, man. Now, cookie.
Damn it, we're having such interesting. Our conversations are really bouncing back and forth. We're talking about Twister, shooting incidents,
weed,
Cookie Monster, Del Toro.
This is just us normally.
Racist.
This is us on your average Monday.
So what are your school shootings? What do you think of teachers having a gun?
It can be.
Like okay. So one point they said, okay, if you have the aptitude.
Yes.
Like if it's like you became a teacher, you clearly own a gun here. Would you want your rifle like locked up and? This definitely needs to be locked up because what I was thinking about was possibility of kids getting it. I'm like, well, if it's locked up in a locker, or if you know the code.
Yeah.
And if something were to happen, you just punch it's just by thumbprint.
You mean what they call?
And it opens it up.
Biometrics.
Biometrics, yeah. And then it's like it opens it up and you have your fire.
You know, in Japan, you have to actually, if you own a gun, you have to have a safe for the gun and a safe for the ammo. So
we have safe. You have to sign an affidavit. You have one here.
Right.
Though usually everyone. Here you have to, with your firearm, you have to buy a lock with it. Or see, that's the funny thing about the gun control argument. I noticed everyone who bitches does not know a lot of laws that they're claiming aren't in place. Are in place. Like, have you ever heard people say that there's no background check?
Oh,
there's one. Okay, you need a fucking background check.
But they need to be.
Everyone who's bought a gun has to have a background check.
I think that they should also check your mental health.
The woman who was the NRA spokesman.
Yeah.
Not supporting, yeah. She made one good point I didn't know about is that there's a bunch of they've never made federal law for states to report people who are prohibited persons of firearm purchases to be reported by states.
Do you want to head in there right now because it's kind of getting windy?
Why? Where's the wind going to blow you away?
I'm getting cold and I don't want to. I think it's messing up our.
What are we going to do? Have sex? Get a rape in your barn?
My barn. The barn hose.
Are you still filming on your other channel?
Yeah, I do that.
No, let's talk a little bit more out here.
Right.
So yeah, mental health. She made a good point. I guess states are not required to report people who would be mentally unfit, who could be reported to the National Crime Database, which would then bar them from a firearm sale. So they don't report it. So there's no federal law in place yet for that.
That should be required.
Right.
The
thing is, I've always said is, what's mental health? How are you defining that? How are they defining mental health? Like what? It's like, are you just because you have a little bit of depression that you're treating? It's what is mental health?
What I'm saying is, if you've shown it,
retardation.
I think if you're shown to have the history of either violent tendencies or like that.
What's defined that?
Like beating up people, being.
So if you have a record, obviously this would have to be a record. See, that's already in there. You can't have a violent misdemeanor.
Or being,
at least in California.
Or being committed, or if you.
Right, if you're committed.
For
if you've had
5150, if you have 5150.
Right. If you've had any, I don't know. I know in California you can't have a violent misdemeanor passed.
Right.
Though what's interesting is you can be running away from the law.
Yeah.
Like I know someone who was like they had run away from the police in a high-speed chase.
Yeah.
But they still got a gun because that didn't fall under it.
What? What?
Because it wasn't violent related. They do like violent stuff. Like
yeah, I mean,
like you can't like drug possession's not really something they believe. Necessarily should you lose all your gun rights. I mean, I think something like this, something like if you have any misdemeanor, you can't buy a firearm for 5 years. There's a 5-year bar.
Yeah.
And then it goes felonies lifetime. If you have a felony charge,
how about
unless it's drug possession, drug possession's like
should fall under
like something like a year to 2. Though you could maybe get a waiver if you show it was a one-time thing, or you've shown better behavior.
How about this? If you have a misdemeanor, a standard misdemeanor, it's 3 years. If you have a violent misdemeanor, it's 5. If you have a
violent misdemeanor, they do 5. They never, or if you have a restraining order from a woman or a man, you can't have it till the restraining order is lifted.
Or a business, because you can actually have a restraining order against you for a whole business. I've seen people who've been barred.
That's if you steal from Home Depot and they catch you, you get a restraining order.
Oh yeah, I've seen.
Or you're banned. It's not really a restraining order. You can't come back.
I've seen guys get caught.
Oh yeah, the cops come. Wait, did you have LP catch them or
LP, then the cops?
LP was that what they had?
LP
Depot?
LP is good at Home Depot. They're actually, in fact,
you're like, God, are they young? They just dress in normal clothes and just top you in the front.
Yeah, they actually. Well, no, they wear like a polo.
Byron was LP.
No, they were actually. These guys actually now wear like collared shirts, not button up, but like a polo.
Okay.
That says like Home Depot right here, but it's not very noticeable. So they
inner security.
Yeah, so they're inner security, and the fun part is we have cops right behind us.
Okay.
So we'll pop them, and the cops will be over in like 5 minutes to pick them up.
Yeah, they just give you a ticket. They don't take you to the station. They're just ticketing.
No, we
ass.
caught. Unless it's like we caught some like grand theft. People like kids like.
How are they committing grand theft?
Like
were they
power
taking over $1,000 worth of shit?
Like power tools kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, if it goes over $1,000, then I believe you're looking at a felony.
Yeah. We had another funnest story. I remember I was walking in. I was going to lunch one day.
Yeah, that's grand theft. Over what is it, 1,500 or 1,000?
Something like that. But this lady was coming out going, I didn't steal anything. No. And then a spray paint can falls from underneath her dress on the ground.
Why was she carrying that? They're like, what's funny is a lot of these people have the money. They're just clipos. They just
Right.
want to see what they can go along with without paying.
Hi, sir. You want to join? You want to join our production?
Our porno production.
It's Popso the Clown.
Daniel's gonna take his pants off soon.
I left my horse head upstairs.
Too bad.
Behind you and do some dancing.
We're kind of doing a freeform right now, so we're just talking.
Okay.
By the
Free
way-
association. All right. The wind's blowing. Let's talk about it.
We actually did that. We started talking about Twister for a minute.
Okay. The
Twisted.
dog looks happy. Discuss.
Here, girl. She-
Well,
we-
what's there to be happy about? Dog was
We tired her
staring
out.
at Daniel's behind for like an hour.
We tired her
It
out.
was the smell.
It's the smell. If there is such a thing. That was a great movie, though.
Ooh, that
The
smell.
Matrix.
Matrix, yeah. Done.
Mr. Anderson, welcome back.
And some magic cookies.
That's my mom's job.
Your wig's a little off. You should
Oh,
just-
fuck off.
Your wig's a little off.
My hair is not a wig.
Dude, you look like some.
It's a
This
maid.
looks like some woman you like abducted. You like took her scalp off and wore it as a little wig, and she's like locked up in the barn.
Please give Pepper her hair back, okay?
No, it's mine. We dug it up from my dead.
Do you like dress up as your mom when she's really dead up there, and you're like playing her this whole
Oh,
time,
God.
demanding cookies?
I'm not Norman
and
Bates.
driving around,
I'm
and
not-
like you have like women locked up in the barn.
I'm not fucking Norman Bates.
Norman Bates, yeah, he was a classic case. You know who Norman Bates was based off?
Is it Ted? Is it
Ed Gein.
Ed Gein, sorry.
He was a
Clown.
No. That was
Dahmer.
no. You just mixed up three different serial
Bundy.
killers. No, you mixed up with four.
God damn it.
Okay, what is John Wayne Gacy was a clown.
Oh,
He
yeah.
never killed anyone as a clown, but he killed a bunch of young men in his home. But on his part-time, he was like a birthday party clown, which is creepy.
I'm gonna dress up as a clown. A clown.
No, Ed Gein was a serial killer
Yeah, as you do.
in the 1950s in Wisconsin, and he like killed maybe 4 women, 3 of them,
Yeah.
and would dismembered them and like was making lampshades out of their skin because he was bored and he had like a woman's suit that he dressed up in, and he had delusions of seeing his mother, and that's what they based
So
Texas Chainsaw Massacre off because of what he made skin out of, and Psycho.
And
Psycho was most similar.
And Silence of the Lambs, he had a woman's suit.
Correct. He was based off a Buffalo Bill.
Would you
Was
fuck me?
inspired. The Would You Fuck Me guy with Q Lazarus playing.
Goodbye, horses.
You should blast that while you're in the farm.
I found a bunch of old bras in there. I was put on a bra. And just,
Did you put on a bra?
I'm not wearing a bra.
Did you put on a bra in the creepy barn?
No,
Why not?
maybe. I don't know.
Maybe you put it on.
I don't know. Maybe I needed to.
Did you? How?
I need to lift and
How
separate.
good did you look?
I was like, ooh, baby.
Did you get lucky with anybody?
I might fuck my titties. And we're gonna.
It sounds sexy.
We're gonna get like taken off of YouTube for making these jokes.
Did some guy some homeless dude off the street fuck your titties out?
I became a trap.
You became a trap.
I don't know, man. But no, what were we talking about again? I totally forgot.
We're talking about serial killers and Ed Gein.
Ed
What
Gein.
the Psycho inspiration?
Goodbye, horses, man.
Yeah, he was a really creepy serial killer.
That was a great.
He was committed. He never actually went to jail. He was ruled insane and died in a mental institution in 1985.
Damn.
Most serial killers went to prison, or Ted Bundy was executed by electric chair. Everyone was really happy to see that.
Well, we know Marilyn Manson's supposed to be a serial killer. He's a
Now, Charles Manson.
Sorry, not Charles.
He really
Charles, not Marilyn.
He really was
Sorry.
a serial. I mean, he was a psycho. Yeah.
He was basically. You know what's kind of funny is hearing about stuff like the Heaven's Gate stuff in Jonestown. That was kind of.
Jonestown's very disturbing if you read that story.
Dude, greatest boxer in the world, Jim Jones, knocked out 900 people with one punch.
Shit. We should wrap it up.
Yeah, I think we should wrap it. I think we did a good. We just had a kind of a good
Yeah,
fun.
we did. We had a fun one.
Yeah, we're next time we come, we're actually gonna have to be prepared. We're just like,
No, we're random. I think people come here to see
yeah,
see it all bounce like a pinball.
they come for
machine.
the movies and
They see your boobies bounce. They want to see our topics bounce like your titties.
But no, you come
They
here.
want to see it bounce like the heads you have in your barn.
Shut up! We're not supposed to know about that, man. Those are my heads.
And your creepy horse you have here, that's like what little kids play on at like in front of markets and stuff.
You know what? If you
They put like a quarter in it.
I was so tempted to say, it'd be funny almost that if you went there
I will
and the end, and you're just like running on that
I
horse.
will see Daniel. Giddy up, Daniel.
Yeah, I think we're gonna wrap up, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Dude, I'll be rocking on that horse and I'll just break. It'll be
Shattered.
hilarious. It'll be. Can we finally throw the piece of shit out?
You like the swing set we got to throw out?
Yeah, right. Why do you still have that swing set here? Do you entertain all little kids from the ice cream truck you run? You bring little kids from the streets into your home and abduct the children you abduct from the sewer you like go down in and you know. Bring
We all
them in.
float down here.
It all floats down your butt, Daniel.
It all floats down the drain. But if it floats in the pool, we gotta close the pool.
Okay, that's great.
It's true.
Especially when poop floats down the pool.
Yeah, but then Bill Murray will eat it and say, oh, it's just a Milky Way.
That's nasty.
Yeah,
I'm getting out of here. Let's
all right,
end this.
ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching. I'm grossed out.